welcome to Weekends with Whitney. Coming up, you're going to find out why all of this incredible wildlife is right here, almost at my fingertips. And where do you see their friends? It's hopping good fun. Also on this morning's show, meet Mollie. Her owner died almost 2 years ago. Meet the women who saved her life and find out how they're helping terminally ill patients find the perfect new home for their furry loved ones. Plus, a smashing recipe for your holiday weekend from our friends at Stab Steak and Seafood. And 2 great events, bringing our community and the arts together. We'll take you to MPAC and Art Tini to see how they're making a difference. Plus, honoring those who died for our freedom on this Memorial Day weekend. But first, wait till you see where we are and what we found just for you. Here's a little clue, a kangaroo. Millions of us have dogs and cats. Some even have pet ferrets, iguanas, rats, or alligators. But a pet kangaroo? Valerie Cook does at her home in Baker. This is Mollie Roo, her 4-year-old kangaroo.
She's been a lot of fun, different.
Valerie got Mollie when she was just about 8 months old. Caring for her that first year was nonstop.
I've never had children, but from what I understand, as much work as I did with her, it was like having a newborn baby, feeding around the clock, cleaning up, and everything.
Just like a baby, Valerie had to give her bottles of milk and change her diaper.
For the first year, she lived inside with me.
How was that?
It was an experience. She was good, though. She's kind of like a little dog. I did have to keep a diaper on her. But sometimes on a nice spring day, I'd leave the back door open. She'd go run out, run through the backyard. I'd call her name, and she'd come right back to me.
Mollie wanted to go everywhere Valerie went, and often did.
She went to Walmart with me. I had a huge, large purse.
No.
And yes, and it had a little side airbag on it. And she went to Walmart. She was quite a little bar hopper. She went out a couple of nights.
Mollie's quite popular.
You know, I'm always having friends stop by. I mean, I like to keep my animals tame.
Mollie has lots of friends like Belle and her best friend, Ruby.
That's her buddy right there. That's her sleeping buddy. Hey, Ruby.
No way, sleeping buddy?
Oh, yeah.
Like, do they curl up together?
Sometimes you'll catch them over in that hay corner over there laid up together.
Mollie likes to lay around and watch football, too. Her favorites, as you can see, are LSU and the New Orleans Saints. But she's not afraid to show off her more feminine side either. And even though she's full grown and 45 pounds, she's not too big to enjoy a bottle. The first 2 years, Valerie had to feed her 3 or 4 bottles a day. These days, it's a treat, not a necessity. She's real sweet and gentle. I guess that surprises me about her. She eats grass and a specialized kangaroo feed, but these Louisiana sweet potatoes are one of her favorites.
My little Cajun kangaroo.
The way she eats and holds her food with her front paws, she almost looks human to me. Is your belly happy? Me too. Growing up, many of us learned about marsupials in the pages of Winnie the Pooh with his friends Kanga and Roo. For Valerie, that childhood wonder and fascination never faded. Now she shares it with children battling cancer at St. Jude.
I am part of the Dream Day Foundation, and we do a petting zoo, and I'm the coordinator for the petting zoo.
When she got the opportunity to get a kangaroo to share with the children, she jumped on it. Mollie's always a favorite.
When she's with the children that we do this petting zoo for through the Dream Day Foundation, it's like she knows what she's there for. She was real lovable with all the kids, just went right up to them all.
Valerie's petting zoo is full of exotic animals.
Everybody gets to see a dog, everybody gets to see a cat. We have a camel, we've had buffalo, we've had kangaroos, we've had snakes, we've had alligators, we've had big huge tortoise turtles, llamas.
Valerie has a special exotic animal license to raise Mollie and undergoes regular inspections and regulation by government officials. In the wild, Mollie would live 4 to 5 years, but here she can live 20 years. Mollie's a red kangaroo, Up close, you can see the red in her fur, which is incredibly soft. And here's her pouch. She's not a mom yet, but when that day comes, her Joey will live in here and nurse for 4 to 5 months without ever poking its head out. It can live in that pouch up to a year. Mollie uses her tail, which is powerful and solid muscle, for balance and hopping, much like a fifth leg. Standing on her hind legs, she's almost 5 feet tall, but she can't walk, even with those big old feet. They only move forward at the same time, so hopping is a kangaroo's only option. And man, can they hop! Mollie can hop 6 feet high and hop up to 35 miles an hour. She loves chasing Valerie in the ATV, but wouldn't chase after us. Perhaps she was just still full from all the milk and sweet potatoes. So we went further down Valerie's 45-acre property to see her 27 deer. Reminding me a bit of Snow White, the deer came out of the woods to greet her and get a snack. These deer are also part of her petting zoo for the children of St. Jude.
I like to show my joy and my love for all animals that I have besides just Mollie with everybody.
In just about 3 weeks, nearly half a dozen fawns will be born. Valerie asked us to come back out and help bottle feed them, so I'll be sure to share that adorable video with you. And coming up as Weekends with Whitney continues, speaking of adorable, meet Mollie. Her owner died almost 2 years ago. Meet the women who saved her life and more than 150 other dogs like her whose owners have a terminal disease. If you're looking for love, you're in the right place. Plus, a recipe to guarantee a smashing good time this holiday weekend, and 2 great events bringing our community and the arts together. Plus, we honor those who died for our freedom on this Memorial Day weekend after this.
Maggio, the only way to go. Maggio Buick GMC, your satisfaction's our specialty. We really deliver on Falls River, here in New Roads. Small town atmosphere, legendary service for over 60 years. Maggio, the only way to go. The only way to go, that's Maggio.
This segment brought to you by our friends at Wayne Stabler Companies. Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. Well, if you're looking for a new furry friend, you have more options than ever. You no longer have to just rely on a pet store or a breeder. In fact, thousands of people are turning to animal rescue groups. Some are breed specific, others have specific missions or purposes. And there are even some, like Looking for Love, who help dogs find a new owner when they've lost the love of their life.
The dog days are over. The dog days are done.
8-year-old Mollie has lived in a foster home since her owner died of breast cancer nearly 2 years ago. Kitty Moak is her foster mom.
Her owner who passed away, her elderly father wanted to take Mollie and have her put down.
While that may seem cruel, sometimes in the midst of death, loss, and grief, family members just can't handle one more thing. Luckily for Mollie, someone stepped in.
The executor of her estate said, "We'll never come see you again if you do that. Let us help." And they reached out to us.
US is Looking for Love, a rescue organization started nearly 3 years ago by Kitty and Allison Claudette. Their mission is to help hospice patients and their families place their dog in a loving home.
To give comfort to the pet owner, because we've helped people who knew they were terminally ill, and that we've been able to help them and give them peace of mind.
This nonprofit volunteer group relies heavily on foster families. They give a pet a home and keep it out of a shelter where it could be euthanized until the right permanent family comes along.
There's a perfect family for every dog we have, Whitney, every dog.
Ideally, the pet stays with its owner while they search for its new home.
We're foster-based, so we're limited on what pets we can actually bring in. So the ideal thing is that I feel that if we can keep the dog in the home with the hospice patient as long as possible, because who knows what they really know and what they can feel, and to let them know that they can reach us and see if we can help.
It means much less stress on the dog.
Our goal is to get that dog before it goes into a shelter, because there's another traumatic experience going from a home to a shelter. We pull it, it goes to a new home, then it gets adopted out. So the poor dog's whole life has changed in a matter of days.
Looking for Love has found homes for 160 dogs. Sometimes it happens quickly, but not always.
And we do believe that there is the right person or family for each of our dogs. Sometimes it takes a couple of days, and Mollie's the one we've had the longest.
Mollie is an 8-year-old retriever mix with an infectious personality.
Mollie is a love bug. She's a love bug. At her age, being 8 years old, Mollie's house trained. She knows sit, stay, lay. She's well behaved. She's a great dog.
We never could understand why no one adopted her. She wasn't the right fit for different homes because of the fence situation, because she can clear a 4-foot fence.
So Mollie needs a high fence and an active family who'll play with her and take her on walks and runs. But they wouldn't let just anyone adopt her or any of their dogs.
We do screen, we take applications, and we're going to make sure it's the best fit that we can find. And it's not first come, first serve for our dogs and puppies. It's the first come, best fit. And if we don't feel it's a good fit for our dog, it doesn't happen.
Sarah Gagayo recently started looking for their first family dog.
Well, I was thinking about getting a pet to keep me company during the day, so I went on Facebook and I just started looking at dog rescues.
Giving a dog without a home a permanent one was important to Sarah.
There are so many animals out there that need homes. There's no reason for me to support the pet trade business.
Older dogs are sometimes harder to adopt out because many want a puppy or a young dog, but older appealed to Sarah.
I don't want a puppy because I'm way past baby in my parenting, and I really wanted a more established dog that kind of has her habits, and we could just learn her habits rather than going through the teaching of a new animal, because that's hard with a baby or with an animal. So.
Sarah envisioned a small lap dog and spotted Paris, a Chihuahua, on Looking for Love's Facebook page.
A little tiny Chihuahua who's just going to sit next to me on the couch.
Then her 3 boys saw Mollie's picture on the web.
Like, what's her story? Why has she been there for, a little bit of time? And they told it to me, and I was like, man, she's just so sweet that we wanted to meet her too at the same time.
So Kitty and Allison took both dogs to meet the family.
They said, well, really wanted Paris. Will you bring Mollie too? Because, the boys kind of liked her look or whatever. But Mom wanted Paris.
When we took Mollie over there, we took a very small dog at 6 pounds, and then we took Mollie at 61 pounds. And it was the 3 teenage boys. That was the clincher, is because there was an instant bond with them, and they were so excited. And because Mollie loves people first. And it was an instant connection.
Allison told them to take a few days and decide. They chose Mollie. So 2 days later, we got to be there when Mollie and Sarah's family became one for the first time. This is why Kitty and Allison started Looking for Love.
To see her go to a home where she is going to be so spoiled, it's really emotional, but to know that she is going to be in the best care.
I'm excited, sad. It's a lot of emotions, mixed emotions, good and bad though. There's another dog that needs a foster mom. So I have to keep working. Mollie has lots of people at her new home, so everybody's gonna be happy.
It's exciting because when you finally find that family, then this is why she's been with us so long.
Mollie's proof. You can't buy love, but you can rescue it.
Money can buy me love, can buy me love. Everybody tells me so, can buy me love.
If you'd like to get more information on Looking for Love, you can head to their webpage or their Facebook page. And if you have a question, you can email them directly at ldldr.com. Coming up as Weekends with Whitney continues. 2 smashing parties bringing music, art, and our community together. Plus a refreshing drink for your weekend fun. And remembering those who made the ultimate sacrifice for us on this Memorial Day as Weekends with Whitney continues. Discover your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors. With 10,000 square feet of inspired interiors, it's easy to bring beauty home. Create a unique interior that reflects your exterior. Translate what you love into where you live. For 60 years, Dixon Smith has refined the art of style, space, and comfort. You're a work of art. Your home should be too. Embrace your art of living at Dixon Smith Interiors in the heart of Baton Rouge. Discover Dixon. Atlas Foundation Repair, fixing your foundation problems for more than 30 years while preserving and protecting your trees.
Give the gift of fine dining. Wayne Stabler Companies is offering 1 card for 4. Le Creole, The Little Village, Stab Steak and Seafood. 4 sizzling restaurants, 1 card.
Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. South Louisiana is enormously rich in artistic talent in many ways, and 2 local events celebrate that in bold and beautiful ways. So come on, I'll take you there. It was a sellout at the Shaw Center for MPAC, which stands for Music, People, Art, and Community. And that it was. 225 Magazine and In Register put it together to bring people together. They asked everyone to wear white as an expression of our unified city. Leonard Augustus and I got to chat with people about fashion, fun, and making an impact.
Just an impact. Well, you always make an impact. I need to make an impact on impact.
These folks are feeling out their new neighborhood. They're moving into the new IBM building in just a few months.
Baton Rouge's best kept secret is the downtown area.
Yep, we're going to love it. I agree with that. We're looking forward to it.
These performers know how to entertain a crowd. How fun! The party just grows and grows. This is our Tini, where the martini is a bit of the centerpiece, and you never know who you're going to find. You never know who's going to pop up. It's a great event that has a martini contest tied to it, great food, and wonderful art. And all of the proceeds tonight go to benefit the Baton Rouge Symphony, who has a fabulous season planned. Musicians from the symphony shared their talents, along with dance band Tricky Dicky. 12 judges sampled the martinis and said the competition was fierce and impressive.
I think it's incredible. I'm very impressed that they have been able to gather the city's best mixologists, and the art is amazing, but really the martinis were out of the box cool. I was very impressed.
For the Baton Rouge Symphony, this really sings a lot of music. I mean, this is fantastic. This is new, refreshing, and at the same time, it's a pretty good drinks.
They had cotton candy in a glass and poured vodka on it.
And how about the apple Tini with the caramel?
Beautiful. Amazing. Galatoise. They did great. Beau Soleil had watermelon and cucumber. It was, I'm overwhelmed.
Who did you vote for? Can you tell? The People's Choice and the Judges Award both went to Doe's. Leo says it was an exceptional martini.
This guy had taken strawberries, cherries, and apricots, and he squeezed them down and made and fermented them, actually, just like they used to do way back in the old country. And so we got the essence of the nectar, and at the same time he made jam out of it. You know, so you could put it on toast, or toast and jam, and so he mixes that with the vodka, and I'm telling you, that was a knockout. It was so refreshing.
Well, speaking of Tini's, we have a delicious recipe for one this morning from our friends at Stab Steak and Seafood. It's certain to bring you and your guests a smashing good time.
Smashed Tini.
Yes.
Fresh strawberries, mint, 1 whole lemon, simple syrup, you need about 1 ounce, and then 1.5 ounces of vampire vodka. So we're gonna start with the strawberries.
Now, why vampire vodka?
It is a colored vodka, which is fun.
Oh.
It's just a fun vodka for the Smashed Tini.
It is. I've never seen it.
Yeah, it gives a little something. And then a lot of people like to tease, you know, with all the vampire shows and stuff out.
Of course.
So we just want enough strawberry just to give it a good flavor.
Now, did you come up with this recipe?
I did not. This is one of the original bar managers that opened Stabs came up with it.
I love how people always leave their mark on it.
Yeah,
Either
they
in a
do.
cocktail
They
or-
do. And I mean, it is her signature. And it's very popular. Same thing with the mint, just enough to give it a good flavor. Like I said, 1 ounce of simple syrup. We're gonna muddle all of this together. And that gives it a lot of fun things in the drink too. At the end of your drink, you have you get a little dessert with it.
Great. It already smells delicious.
1 lemon. That 1.5 ounces of vampire vodka. And then we're going to shake it over ice. That's that pretty color from the vampire vodka.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Taste that for me.
Let's see. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I love that. Ice perfect, mint perfect strawberries. You're right. Love the mint flavor in that.
Great, great.
Welcome back to Weekends with Whitney. Tomorrow is Memorial Day, a day we honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. It was formerly known as Decoration Day and originated after the American Civil War to commemorate the Union and Confederate soldiers who died in the war. By the 20th century, Memorial Day was extended to honor all Americans who died in military service. Many people will visit cemeteries and memorials and place American flags or flowers on their graves. Memorial Day is not to be confused with Veterans Day. Memorial Day is a day of remembering the men and women who died while serving, while Veterans Day celebrates the service of all U.S. military veterans. Thank you for spending part of your holiday weekend here with us on Weekends with Whitney. We hope to see you back here again next week, where we will tackle a growing problem: coyotes. They're killing pets, terrorizing neighborhoods, and the problem's so big, they're barely able to manage it. We'll show you new ways locals are tackling the problem. Wishing you and your family a special holiday weekend. Right now, we leave you with some dear friends.